What is up? Hey, when this podcast is all done, the audio podcast, not on Facebook, not on. I don't know why I just thought of this. You know how like when you turn on sometimes your local news station, you'll see where they say, "Hey, on my ride into work today, this was my playlist and this was my song or whatever. This was my morning jam." I want to do that basically only on the audio podcast. So when the show ends and you hear the music, I'm like, all right, have a good day. Jesus loves you. Smell you later. I'm then going to fade that out and put a song in, which is like completely not okay in the world of like copyright and things like that. But it's really safe because I'm so little, nobody gives a shit. If Joe Rogan did this, they'd be like, oh, holy my God, you're getting sued by the Rolling Stones for $50 million. But not me, because, you know, I'm kind of a loser. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there that when it ends, it's not over. On the audio podcast only. Because I heard a song yesterday that, oh my God, I just fell in love with it. It's one of my old man Texas folk rock songs that Kenny makes fun of me about. But the guy's name is Ray Wiley Hubbard. I'm like completely consumed by this guy. I can't stop listening to his material. I can't get enough of it. I'm like obsessed with Ray Wiley Hubbard. And all right, so when the show ends, I'm going to add on to the end of the show on the audio podcast a song called Hen House. Like, what? Don't worry. Don't judge me. Damn it. Just relax. You're going to like it. And if you don't, that's fine. Just click through it and get out of it. I don't give a shit. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you by Blue Frost IT. I visited Alan yesterday and picked up my laptop that he upgraded for me. He put the solid-state hard drive into that bad boy. He gave me a new power supply. He cleaned all the dog hair out of it. Seriously, he sent me a text. There is tons of dog hair and grime inside of your computer. I was like, I know, man. Just clean it. Just please. So, yeah, that's part of the technical expertise that is on display from Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast. And it's so simple because, I have a service contract with Alan, and not for that piece of equipment. That was just kind of like a one-off repair job. But I've got a service contract with him when I give him like a pittance amount of money to be in charge of all of my gear here on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Because if things go south, I don't want, oh my God, my computer just died. Well, I guess I'm podcasting through a cell phone today, and I got to take all my stuff to Roy's computer repair place. No. He can just log in, take care of my problems. He does maintenance on my equipment each month, and completely covered. It's like an insurance policy. It's like having my own IT staff. Your small and medium-sized business in and around West Michigan needs this. To get a quote, 616-200-8550. Thank you, Alan and Ashlyn of Blue Frost IT. The Kent County Health Department. Boy, it's been a year for you guys. Ooh, boy, my goodness. They want to remind you that they have four COVID testing stations in and around the area of Kent County, Michigan. If you need more information, doesn't matter if you're a resident of Kent County or not, just go to their website, accesskent.com/health, or call them 616-632-7100 as we trudge our way to this pandemic. Okay, it is the 19th of November, 2020, and we are coming to you from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. The Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
Zaniacs. Here's a man who's usually wrong, but he doesn't care.
No.
Here's a man who
eat things that'll make a billy goat puke.
You're now rocking with the best. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast, and here's your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, buddy. It's another example of how this show is built by you. You kind of willed me into the spot to doing this, and made me a believer that I could. So thank you. And then, from time to time, people drop me little snippets that they record on their phone. Kevin went the extra mile on that one. Thank you very much, buddy. Smooth as always. If you want to send me an intro and you want to hear your voice featured on the show, don't be shy about it, okay? Seriously. Just hit the freaking record function on your phone, or even send me a video. I don't care, because I'll just lift the audio off of it with your own little intro for me. Yeah, just come up with it. I've had several people do that. Thank you so much, and I will include you as part of an intro on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Real quickly, the show is streamed live each and every morning on Facebook. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid takes care of that. The Blue Frost IT Periscope video on Twitter at Eric Zane Show on Twitter. Thank you very much. And then on YouTube, search Eric Zane Show on YouTube. If you could subscribe to that. It seems like every time I get going on any type of platform, it's like people rush to it, and then slowly they're like, this sucks. What are you doing? Why are you getting out of it? Stay subscribed, for God's sakes, if you're a fan of the show. And if you're not on, please subscribe to it. I appreciate it. And then the audio podcast, you can download it wherever you download podcasts, or you can start at my site, ericzaneshow.com, and go from there. But pretty much on every podcasting platform that there is, whatever it is you prefer, search Eric Zane Show. You will find me there. Subscribe, rate, and review. I'm on Instagram. We did Instagram Instant Trivia last night. I think the Brown household won again. Instagram brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Eric Zane Show, all one word, on Instagram, the Gram. And then Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. brought to you by MB Distributing, Little Debbie Products, with Mike Ball. I do Instagram Instant Trivia. That's where I bring you in. You and I are face-to-face. A dozen or so people are watching the live. And then I ask you a question. You get it right, you get a crisp new $10 bill. In fact, Josh did not win. His better half, Mendy, did. Who he said, hey, Mendy wants to play. And I'm like, oh, he must have mistyped your name because it's Mindy. And I go, sorry that Josh screwed up your name. She goes, what do you mean? Yeah, he said you were Mendy. She goes, yeah, that's my name. I go, your name is Mendy? I've never heard of that. That's a first for me. All right. I don't know why I'm so wrapped up in that. I was wrapped up in it yesterday too. All right. My gosh, plenty to get to. First of all, I just want to say this. I want to start it off with this. Relax. Everything's going to be okay. This sucks right now, and it's not going to change anytime soon, but eventually it's going to go away. All this shit is going to leave. All right? So all you have to do is worry about right now. Do not look way down the road. Don't sit there with your fake-ass crystal ball and predict the future and get all upset and frustrated and angry and oh, my God, everything terrible is going to happen. Just stay freaking calm. It's going to be all right. Trust me. Well, what are we going to do? Spend your time thinking and figure whatever it is the problem. You're a creative, wonderful brained soul. You will come up with something. Just think. And if you need somebody to talk to, for God's sake, I know I do, reach out to me. All right? Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Because I need people to talk to, because I get lonely as hell here. Shit. I'm that guy. All right. A lot of ground to cover on the show today. I've got the story we all need. The Mel Trotter turkey drop update. This one just kind of snuck up on us. And actually, I had forgotten all about it, about the Mel Trotter turkey drop, until last week. It was one of those out of the blue moments where John from Jennison said, "Hey, are you doing the turkey drop thing again this year?" And I go, no, I hadn't really gotten into it at all. And he goes, you should probably mention it. You should probably talk about it. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know. I mean, it was kind of like an iHeart thing, but I mean, still, it's a Mel Trotter thing. I really should. So he kind of like talked me into talking about it. And not that I had really anything to do with anything at all, but what I am really interested in is how the day went yesterday, because yesterday was the day when people from all walks of life, you and me, we would just, drop a turkey off at one of a handful of locations, including the actual Mel Trotter facility in Grand Rapids and at the various Celebration Cinema movie theaters. Okay. This story is just terrific. Also, the story we don't all need. West Michigan. I don't shy away from anything of calling people out and saying what needs to be said about whatever topic. I really don't give a fuck if you like it or don't. I'm in a spot where, in my little neck of the woods, I can say whatever the hell I want. Within reason. I mean, seriously, if I suddenly just freaked out and started busting out racist shit, that'd be the end of me. But when it comes to right and wrong, I try to do right, and I try to stick to my guns. And this is maddening. West Michigan is home to some of the most ignorant sluts on the fucking planet. I just want you to know that right now. And dude from Fox 17, what is that guy's name? Armenian. Aaron something or other. Aaron Parsegian busted out on Twitter some screenshots of what some group of local shitheads are doing under the I guess the disguise of they are patriots, which that term has just been ruined for me. That term patriots. Because to me, it's interchangeable now with cocksucker. Okay? People who actually are patriots and patriotic in their views of the world are now like, oh, fuck. All the people who use that term that are actually assholes have ruined it for the rest of us. So I apologize to you people that actually are quite patriotic. Like, I look at myself and I think that I'm patriotic. I believe in truth and justice and the American way and helping my fellow man and loving people. And I think that that's a patriotic thing to do. What we're going to talk about today is not patriotic. You are assholes. Make no mistake. And I absolutely would love to fight each of you individually if I wasn't trying to keep my kidneys intact, because you would probably punch me in one of my kidneys and hurt me, and then that would be a problem. Speaking of Patriot, Bill Belichek of the New England Patriots is my new favorite person after something he did for Armenians everywhere. We'll talk a little bit about that. That story's kind of been bubbling under for the past month and a half. And, frankly, not a lot of people discuss it. It's just not a lot of people know about it. It's for some reason, the small country of Armenia has never really gotten the pub. It's never really gotten the pub, never really gotten the love. It's just been a horrible thing for the past 100 plus years with Armenians and the country of Armenia. And Bill Belichek is involved in this. This is absolutely remarkable. We've got some fun email correspondence from some of you. Made me feel really, really good. I appreciate that. As always, I love the feedback. When you are a solo show and you work in this environment and you just have dogs and there's no one around, one of the biggest drawbacks is I don't get that much interaction. Sometimes people listen to the show. Sometimes people watch the show and then they go about their day. And then when I say like, hey, reach out to me, I mean that. I would love to hear from you because it allows me, it gives me the idea that actually the message, albeit a small group of people, I realize that it is getting out there and it is having an impact. So I heard from a couple of you and I want to share those. But first, I've been holding on to something. I've been holding out on you on a story that I've been like, I've just been tiptoeing through it, dying to tell you about it because when I do this podcast, it's kind of like I'm an open book, and it's very, very difficult for me to keep things back from you. But I have been holding back on something because I've been a little concerned about it getting out. For one person in particular, and I'm speaking to right now the gentleman who I am donating the kidney to. This has to do with that because he listens. He listens to the show. And quite often it will be while he's hooked up to a dialysis machine in that awful scenario. And then, he'll listen to me do my thing. And it would be awful if I had just spewed this information out on the podcast, not in a careless fashion, and then him getting that information whenever he listened to it, and then the terrible amount of anxiety that this sweet, sweet soul would then experience. So I was protecting him from that. Now, let me just say, this all worked out. This is a good news story. There is not there is nothing negative, and everything is going off as planned. But for a sequence of days from last week to last night, I've been like, oh my God, no, don't let this go south on me. Please, 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 because as of right now, we are 10 days from travel, 13 days from the great kidney giveaway of 2020 in the midst of a pandemic. Wow, this is going to make a hell of a book. Oh my God, can you imagine the big culmination of the story? I mean, the numbers are through the roof. I mean, it's so bad. When I go to the hospital, I have this group of people in California who are working with me to make this happen. My nurse can't even go to the hospital. She's not allowed in. She hasn't been in months. She's the nurse who works there, part of this transplant team. She hasn't even been in the hospital. I go, am I going to see you? Nope, you won't. I'm not going to see anybody. Diana, my caregiver, cannot even go into the hospital. Okay, there's it's unbelievable. It's locked down. But yet we are going to make our way through this, and it's going to be beautiful. So let me get back to the story. Last week was my final doctor's appointment with my physician, my family doctor, Byers, here in West Michigan. So I go see him, and it went awesome. Okay, and they ordered just a general. I want you to check. They want you to. UCLA orders this with my physician here. Okay, check Eric out. Last time. Last bit of blood work is done. Remember the whole blood Nazi thing, the lady yelling at me? All of that done. All of that was thumbs up, completely compatible, no HIV, no hepatitis, all good. Go to the doctor. Byers, he tests my reflexes, bangs on my knee, checks my lungs, checks for anything internally, lymph nodes, blood pressure, eyes, ears, nose, throat, anything, all good. EKG, hooks up all the leads, runs 15 seconds of heart activity. He takes one look at it and he goes, yours looks weird. I go, what do you mean? He goes, it's because you train. I go, yeah. He goes, I see this in people who train all the time. Whatever it is I'm looking at on the EKG, it signifies a certain part of your heart is large, okay, or thick or something like that. He goes, that comes because you, for extended periods of time, your heart rate is at its max and you keep it there. So it trains. It's a muscle. So I go, yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, since I've been 37 years old, I've been working very, very hard. So, all right. And he goes, yeah, that's quite normal in people like you. Okay, great. However, the cardiologist in California, he doesn't know me. So he gets that. He looks at that. He goes, whoa, what the fuck is this? Well, I get a heads up from my nurse in California, and she goes, I don't want to alarm you, but we've ordered an echocardiogram. We need actual images of your heart. Not a big deal, but this needs to happen. We've ordered it through your physician. So they have this like thing online called a My Chart, and they talk to my doc, and then they go, you're going to get a call on, let's see, yesterday was Thursday, and it happened Thursday. So that means, no, wait, is today Thursday? Today's Thursday. Okay. That was on Monday. She goes, Tuesday, you're going to get a call from your doc to set up your echocardiogram here in West Michigan. All right, great. By noon, I've got nothing. No one's reached out to me. I go, okay, I'm going to reach out to them. I call, talk to this sweet lady, another nurse here in West Michigan named Lisa. Okay, she knows all about this. She goes, okay, I see. We've ordered it. Your echo has been ordered. I'm going to give you a phone number. Schedule it. I call. Yes, hello, I'm doing this. This is what I need. She goes, okay, I've got you down for December 1st. And I go, oh my God. Now, my surgery in California is scheduled December 2nd. That is not going to work with flying out on November 29th. I go, oh, this needs to be like right now. I mean, like I need an echocardiogram. Like if you said to me right now, I'm talking to the lady on Tuesday. If you said to me, can you be at in this part of town in half an hour? I'd say yes. I'd drop everything because not only does this have to happen, but then the results, I don't want anything slowing this down. Okay. We're just a handful of days out from this. The material has to then be, the pictures of the heart have to be taken. They have to be uploaded. The data has to be transferred. 2 sets of doctors needs to look at it. I need this to happen right now. And so she goes, well, okay, let me poke around a little bit, see what I can do. She goes, how about tomorrow, which is yesterday? And I go, awesome, perfect. 2:15 in Grand Rapids up by Knapp's Corner. There's the Spectrum Health place. You just pull in there, walk in, boom, there you go. Awesome, nice. This is yesterday. So the day is set for yesterday. Get done podcasting. Drive my ass over to Allen's from Blue Frost IT. Pick up my laptop. Boom. That's done. Drive to the echocardiogram place. Get that done. So I walk in there, and it's like, my God, it is it's a scary place to be, any type of medical facility, because, you just don't know who's sick. You don't know who's having a problem. So I'm like staying away, and I walk into the imaging place, and she goes, have a seat. I go, no, I prefer to stand. I don't want to touch anything. I've like got my arms crossed. I cannot get sick. So I've got 2 masks on, and okay, everything goes smooth. Eric, come on back. I'm standing in the waiting room for 1 minute. I'm like scared to death. I'm not even sitting, nothing. I get into there. She goes, all right, take off your shirt. We got it's a type of thing where they've got a student in there. So, these 2 ladies give me hard eyes. They love me. I take off my shirt. They're like, oh my God, we can't even handle it. You're so hot. Holy shit. And then I lay down, and they do the echocardiogram. It takes about 30 minutes. They hold the ultrasound thing on you with the warming gel, kind of like when they check to see like a pregnant mom, and they're taking a look at my heart. And then the damnedest thing, they needed to get a look from the bottom, looking up at the heart. And I had no idea how sensitive this area at the bottom of my rib cage is, man. I'm like, holy shit. She barely put any pressure on the thing. And I go, this is really uncomfortable. Because she's got that wand on there, and she had hardly any pressure on it. I was like, my God, note to self, if you ever get in a fight, take a shot at the lower ribs there. And there's like nothing padding that unless you're a fat ass. And it's like, I need a little more meat on my bones. She's barely touching the thing. I'm like, this really hurts. Ridiculous. She gets all that done. Okay. Now, I'm thinking a day or 2 before we find out what's up, because all this data has to be, posted someplace, someplace in the cyber world. And then I know that at least 1 set of eyes has to look at it, maybe 2. And so I'm like, all right, now I have not talked to my guy who I'm giving this kidney to about this. And I was so happy that I didn't. I mean, seriously, this gentleman is not comfortable with this until it's done, okay? Because his soul has been crushed time and time again. His heart has been broken many, many times with people that have come out of the woodwork to help him, loved ones, friends, family, whatever, and it hasn't worked out. So in the back of his brain, he's got this like, oh, God, please, no. Now, to be honest with you, I spent yesterday, after that ultrasound, I had a terrible feeling of dread. And I said this to Diana. I go, I just feel like something's going to go wrong. I'm not comfortable with this at all. I feel like I'm going to get some bad news. And what I was worried about this doc in California, seeing something about the size of my heart and going, or the thickening of the walls, and like not understanding what I do every single day with my heart and lungs, because where I'm not like overtly strong and I don't have big muscles or anything like that, my heart and lungs, I work them very, very hard, very hard. Shit. When I was getting the ultrasound, it shows your beats per minute. Okay. My heart was pumping at like 51, 52 beats a minute. It barely works. It's just like thump, 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 because it pushes, so it's very strong. It pushes out a ton of oxygenated blood with ease. So it doesn't have to work hard. Hell, if a normal person is like 80 beats per minute, that's good. That's really good. But mine is like, we don't need to work, because with every big burst, every big bit of pumping, it's putting out tons of volume. So there you go. And I'm thinking, I've got my fingers crossed. I'm like, please. I mean, and I even called my nurse. I go, look, just so you know, this is how I am. This is what I do. I need you to actually voice this to this cardiologist if he starts thinking, because they're super, super picky, the most picky at UCLA. They do not want guy who, when they're working on you, croaks. And they're going to do everything to make sure that happens. Yes, they do 500-600 kidney transplants every single year there for this same group of people. This team, it's like SEAL Team 6 for kidneys. And they like a winning record. And the last thing they want to do is have a possibility of a problem to lower their percentage of success. So if they have that, they're gonna ice it if it gets bad. But so I'm like freaking out, and the day passes yesterday, and then out of the blue I get this email. It says, "Good news, don't worry about a thing. You've passed. There was no problem at all." And I'm like, thank the good Lord. My gosh. And I just had this inkling that something was going to go wrong. And that's a great feeling when you think something is going to go wrong and then it doesn't. And then the opposite happens. Oh my gosh. Because in my mind, I'm like, I was preparing myself. Okay. What would I tell my beloved pal? Well, I hate saying my pal. I'd love to give you his first name and tell you who he is and let you get to know him, but that's on his terms. When he's ready to do that, then we'll do that. I'll introduce you to him. You're going to love him. Oh, man, Eric. Oh, my God. And so I get this message via email that it's all good. And I stop what I'm doing and I call him. Hey, man. Hey, buddy, how are you? Oh, not bad, man. I'm just sitting here. I'm real excited I'm a little nervous, but I'm way more excited about this. I just want to pee again, man. Yeah, I know, buddy. Well, look, I got to tell you something that's just really unbelievable. What is it, man? And so I give him this whole story. And I even, because he's an emotional bundle of nerves for the reasons I described to you, man. He is so incredibly loving and grateful. I just love this guy. And so I say to him, I go, look, what I'm about to tell you, I wanted it for transparency. I just wanted to take you through it because I know you like a good story, but This all worked out, and everything is good, and there is no problem at all. I was just given the good news, but there was a period of time in the last few days where I got into my own head, and I was quite worried about what we were doing. Oh man, I swear I would. Oh my God! So I tell him, and that was it. It was kind of like this whole process has been, very slow and deliberate and day by day, and a lot of, okay, just ease through it. Don't panic. Everything's going to be okay. And frankly, it has gone really smooth. And I had a feeling when I first started this back on May 17th, I talked to this person on May 16th, 2020, and then made the decision to do it on May 17th, 2020. I knew this was going to work. I knew it. And I kind of got into my own head a little bit when I heard about the heart thing, about the echocardiogram. But I think that's it. Hang on, I got a cough. I think there is completely clean air. I thought I had completely clean air last time when that cardiologist said he needed to get a little bit of a better look-see. But they want to be safe. I understand. Woo! All right. So that's it. 10 days till travel. 13 days till operating table. You will be with me. I'm bringing all my gear. I'll keep you updated. I talked to Casey Jones from Wood TV8 yesterday. He is coming to see me on Tuesday, and I'm going to tell him all about it. So that I'm very blessed. I mean, Wood TV8 is one of the and it's just an unbelievable TV station, one of the biggest you'll ever find, with a great crew, and the most watched in West Michigan. And they've attached themselves to the story. And so Casey Jones, the world famous Casey Jones, is going to be here in the studio talking to me about it. I don't know if we're going to be podcasting. I don't think we will. But he wants to get the lowdown. He says he wants to follow the story. He does kind of like a segment called On Your Corner or something like that. It's kind of like your hometown story that you see on the news, more long form. So I'm very, very blessed. And the goal for all of this is to, again, advocate so that a story like mine might get into the brain of whomever, okay? Because there are people that need kidneys. And from my perspective, the guy who's giving it, I want to be like an open book, so that if someone has that notion in their head that kind of overcomes them the way it overcame me, you might this might further that idea. So there you go. All right. So I was holding out on that story for quite some time. Yesterday's podcast, I have to apologize. It was a real shit show on the audio podcast. Here's what happened, because you might be like, wait, what happened to the podcast? I was listening to it and then it stopped, or I was going to listen to it, now it's gone, or what is up with this audio? Here's how it went. I did this podcast yesterday and I posted it. Normally when I post it, I put a little bit of processing, as it's called, onto it. And if I'm not careful, it can make it sound strange, like the microphone is breaking or something like that. Most of you wouldn't even notice that. It would have like a crackle to it and you wouldn't even notice it. However, Jason Thierry from the Threads podcast is a self-described audio nerd. And I'm kind of like that too. He pays attention to these things. And he noticed the crackliness, okay? So he reaches out to me like at noon or something like that, says, hey, man, this sounds like shit. I don't know what the fuck. Your microphone's broke. You might want to check into it. So I did, and I found out the problem. I go, oh, well, I can correct that. Well, while correcting that, I made a mistake, and I accidentally uploaded like only a small bit of the podcast from the day before. So not only was it just a small version of audio, but it wasn't even the right day. Somehow I screwed that up. So what went from me not even knowing there was a problem has turned into me not correcting it, but making a bigger problem. And when I was going out and about yesterday, my little adventure to get the echocardiogram, one of you sweet people emailed me and said, "Hey, this thing's fucked up. You got the wrong audio in there." Oh, no, shit. So then while driving, I record audio and post it. It says, "Hey, I fucked up. Jason called me and shit. It's all screwed up. This sucks. Oh, my God." It's like 1 minute of audio. When I get back home, I'll fix it. So I apologize for that. It wasn't you. It was me. I did post it. It's listed now on the podcasting platform as Take Two from November 18th, 2020. So it's all there now. Just something to be thinking about. Sorry about that. Okay. After the echocardiogram yesterday was new phone day. Okay. Brand new. All right. Yes, Kenny is a freaking, it's an iPhone. That means it's better than your stupid Android shit. You and your green text bullshit, superior phones all the way around. I've had both. Come on now. What are you talking about? Now, I haven't had a new phone in like 5 years, and I've talked about this many times. I love the fact that I don't have to pay for another new phone. However, the 8 Plus that I had was starting to show some signs of age. The battery was a disaster. That's the big concern, because when I go to California for this transplant, a portion of the podcast, I am very reliant on the phone. I don't have the same setup as I do in studio here. All right. And because of that, I so need the phone. I need a unbelievably strong battery. However, it doesn't make sense to go and get a new battery, because right now, AT&T is giving a ton of cash for iPhone 8s. All right. This is like a commercial for them. I go, all right, man. And I walk into there, and they have a protocol now at the AT&T store in Granville, Michigan. Big shout out to these folks. Shout out to the folks at the AT&T store in Granville, Michigan, because they were just awesome to me. I love these people. And I walk into there, and the doors are locked. You can't get in. And so I go, "What's up?" And the guy goes, "Can I see your ID?" I go, "Yeah, okay, yeah, no problem." So I show him my ID. I think it's a COVID-related thing. And apparently that's, I guess how they're doing it. So I go in there. I got my double mask action. And this dude walks up to me. He's, I think, one of the guys in charge. His name is Eric. And because he goes, "Oh, my God, my name is Eric, too. Come on in, Eric." I go, "All right, buddy, this is what's up." So I explained to him my problem. And right away he goes, "Well, what do you do for a living?" I guess he needed that information so he could help me in choosing a phone, I guess. I go, "Well, I podcast." "You podcast?" I mean, nobody podcasts for a living, right? And I go, "Yeah, I sit around all day and make fart jokes and tell people my problems and whine and cry on a camera, and that's it. I do that all damn day." He goes, "What's your podcast?" And I go, "Okay, have you ever heard of Free Beer and Hot Wings? That's the easiest way to do this, by the way." And he goes, "Well, yeah." I go, "I'm Eric Zane." He goes, "Holy, what? You are? What have you been doing?" I go, "Well, I've been podcasting." I go, I left Free Beer and Hot Wings. I did a radio show. Nobody listened to it. And then because nobody listened to it, I got fired in January, and here I am. And I've been doing that ever since. January of 2019, he goes, "Oh, my God, Jacob, this is Eric Zane." And he goes, "What? Oh, my God." So they're all like, one of those things. I go, "Yeah, how are you? It's really nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the interest. I'm very flattered by your excitement for me to be in your store. This is so cool. I'm very comfortable. Thank you." So that was very nice that they acknowledged me. And then so he goes, "Well, Jacob's going to take care of you, man. Have at it." So this dude was just so awesome. I mean, really, really great. And I've had nothing but good luck with these people over there. And so what they do is they take that 8, and I guess there is a huge resale value on phones like my old one. And they go, "We're going to give you I think it was $700 or $800 for the phone." I go, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah. And if you get this 12, It's a 64 gig phone. It's just you get it for nothing because of your trade-in value. I go, are you kidding me? And he goes, yeah. No, it's that's the deal. So he sits down with me and he goes, how much storage do you need? Does a 64 work for? I go, well, I don't even know. And so he goes, all right, let me take a look at your phone. He goes, well, no, it's not going to work. You've got like 140 used on a 250 gig phone. So you're going to need more phone. Okay, no problem. He goes and gets the other phone. And that only is going to cost me, after the trade-in, like $7 or $8 a month. So, I mean, for a brand new phone with that much, that many gigs was just a great deal. So when you go in there, you might talk to Jacob or Eric. Just say, hey, Eric Zane was talking about you on his podcast, and he loves you guys. So you know how you get to know the guy who you're working with, because there's oftentimes a lot of that information that has to change hands in order to get a new phone. This guy is, I think, in E6 sergeant in the, I hope I'm saying that right, in the Michigan Army National Guard, and he blows up shit in Grayling all the time, right over there by Fear Bunker North. Remember with the warthogs flying over? I go, yeah. I go see you train, because he told me he's in the National Guard. I go see you train over at Range 40 north of Hartwick Pine State Park. He goes, yeah, all the time. Yes, we blow shit up all the time. I go, I'm right there. I go, you've flown over my fear bunker. My property butts up to the range. It's like one step you're on my property, the next step you're on U.S. government artillery range. He goes, are you kidding me? I go, no, man, it's shit. You've overshot before. And over the years, my dad has found shells that haven't blown up. And he's had, hey, come get your shit, fucker. And you have to show up and get with the munitions expert and get the unexploded bomb that is found on the property. Oh, my God. So we are having a great time. And so, you know, when they're doing the phone, he goes, okay, man, this is so simple, because everything you had on that old phone goes to the cloud. We just hit a button, cloud to phone, you're done. I go, great. Okay, awesome. So he goes, hit the button, and it doesn't work. And he's like, what the hell happened? I go, I don't know, man. You're in charge. And then he goes, oh, you've got 150 of data on your phone, but your cloud storage is only 50 gigs. It's not going to work. I go, oh. What do we do? He goes, well, now we're going to do it old school. We'll still get it done, but it's got to be old school. Stand by. And I go, all right, what is that? You're like, one phone, put it next to the other, you hit a button, and then it like uses the internet and talks to it, and then it like takes your data and throws it onto the new phone. I go, okay, yeah, do that so we can leave. He goes, no, it's going to take like 2 hours. I go, what, are you kidding me? What? He goes, yeah, you gotta go home. You can't be here. You gotta leave. Go run some errands. Go buy some ammo over at what the hell's that outdoor store? Cabela's. Go buy ammo. I go, I'm going home. So that was it. I was without a phone. That's so weird, being without a phone. Son of a bitch. I'm like, what do I do now? What do I do when I'm driving? I'm supposed to be texting everybody. I'm kidding. So the new phone it's just so sweet. I just don't know. I just struggle with how to use it. There's a learning curve, you know, until you get used to it, until you can do it like by a rote memory. The functionality of the iPhone 12 is slightly different than there's no button on the bottom. I loved the button on the bottom, and they've done away with that. So I don't have that anymore. I'm not like Kenny, who, you know, because I'm not used to it right away. I don't like a henny penny sky is falling, start freaking out that I don't know how to work the phone anymore. It's all good. But man, what a busy ass day. It was like crazy. It was like that scene in fucking Goodfellas when Ray Liotta's looking at the helicopters, except it was nothing illegal, when he has to make sure you stir the chili and package up the heroin and go get the guns and then give that shit over to Jimmy the Gent. Oh my God, head back home, stir the sauce. He's sweating bullets. He stops by the doctor. Doctor gives him a shot of Thorazine. Oh my God, the Fed's got a gun to his head. It's like that. I don't know what my problem is. All right. Thank you very much. The open of the Eric Zane Show podcast brought to you by my friends at Prince Arming. We have a Black Friday class coming up on the 27th of November. If you want to learn, get the certification to carry your pistol concealed in the great state of Michigan, you need to have retired U.S. Army Major Steve Prince teach you all that you need to know. In Michigan, you got to take this class from the certified pistol instructor. It's going to take about 7 hours of your day, but you're going to love Prince. It's going to be awesome. You're going to watch a couple videos. You're going to hear from a lawyer. You're going to take a test. You're going to pass. You're going to do range time. You're going to shoot the gun. You what? You don't have a gun? That's okay. He's got guns. You don't even need a gun to take this class. In fact, if you're like, what do I do? Do I have to go buy a gun first? No. Don't do that. Because you don't know what the hell you're doing. Just take the class, and everything will fall into place after that. Okay? Prince Arming, you can get more information online by going to ericzaneshow.com. Click on the Prince Arming logo. It'll take you to his Facebook page. And then on his Facebook page where it says events, you got to click on that. And it drives me crazy because you have to like look for it. I hate having to really look for shit online, but you have to look for it on his page because it doesn't like stand out. But anyway, click on that. You can buy it online, the class. It's $125. All right. And then show up on that day, Black Friday, or just call him. He'll take care of it, all of this for you. If you're one of these people that has to have it spoon fed to you, 616-204-1705 is Prince's number. He's going to pick it up. Hi, this is Steve Prince from Warriors Set Free in Prince Army. He has a ministry for people who are in the military. It's probably worth mentioning. Warriors Set Free. They, a lot of these times, these guys get done with their military experiences, and they suffer from extreme PTSD, anxiety, and depression. Steve Prince with Warriors Set Free helps those to realize that there is life after that through scripture teachings and things like that. So it might be worth your time to talk with Steve about that. If that's something that you think may be an answer for you if you are in that boat. And that could be any type of trauma that you suffered, not just military, but first responders, things like that. A lot of the times it's people that are in that line of work, that's what they experience. Okay. As we get through this day and we get through all of our days during this crazy, crazy time, I've got an army of sponsors that are still working very, very hard. Shoreliners Striping. These are dudes that have the machinery to stripe your parking lot in your business. That's the first impression that your customers are going to have. That parking lot needs to look good. That's where Shoreliner Striping comes into play. Shoreliners, that's all one word. Actually, the website is shorelinersstriping.com. Go there and get more information, get a quote, whatever it is, on getting the parking lot striped. They also do painting inside of the workplace. Some of these manufacturing, industrial types of businesses, you need that inside of there, especially with COVID. You know, people have like their little zone that you got to stay on your side of the yellow line, and I'll stay on my side of the yellow line, and arrows going this way. They do all that stuff at Shoreliners. Also, sweet parking lots, because it's a disaster. You got to get that thing cleaned up before you paint it. And then they stripe athletic fields. Eventually, not right away, but eventually, life will be back to normal. And you will be, at your kid's Pop Warner football game or your high school football game, acting like an asshole parent, screaming at the refs, making a spectacle of yourself, getting sent home because you're drunk, whatever. That's what they do. They stripe athletic fields. All right. Patreon bonus podcast happens when this show is done today. As always, I love doing the Patreon bonus podcast. It's a little different than this one because this one on the freebie, I'm kind of focused on the stories and the storytelling and what more like that. On the Patreon bonus, you got this same group of troublemakers that gets together, and I'm able to see who is on during the video live stream. And it usually results in some degree of anger and temper tantrums and ranting. And then, I don't know, Dean busts out how many push-ups he did, which involves some degree of comedy, or Kenny says something stupid or pisses me off in some way, and I have a temper tantrum. It's different. It's just different than this, okay? This is kind of like just me and the camera and the microphone. I don't know how else to describe it, but you got to check it out. And so what I want you to do is go to patreon.com/Eric Zane and just give me the 1 month thing. Throw me $5 or $10. $10 gets you all the video and the audio. $5 is just the audio. And try it, okay? You're out $5. That isn't the end of the world. And I swear I'm going to try my hardest to make you like it. And I hope you do, because if you like this show at all, you'll probably like the Patreon, because not only do I have that bonus podcast, Ben and I do a podcast on there every week, and I've got just a long list of material that I post. And if you hate it, okay, you're out the $5. I can't give you that back. I'm going to spend your $5, but just cancel that shit. I don't blame you if you don't like it. I wouldn't pay for it either. But I work very hard at it, and I would like to think that you would like it. So you would make me very, very happy at patreon.com/Eric Zane. If later on today I get an email notice that says, hey, so-and-so signed up. Oh, thank you. That is incredible for me. It keeps the puppy dogs fed, keeps the lights on, keeps clothes on our backs. It's what I do for a living. It's just one of the ways that I'm able to move the meter here inside of the household. I do it by sponsorships on the freebie. I do it by Patreon. That's it. Outside of that, that's all I'm doing really right now to make cash. But it's okay. I'm doing it. It's because of you. And because of you, I've been able to do this for 2 years nearly. So thank you. If not, that's okay too. I just love your time. Even if it's any amount of time spending on this podcast, it all helps. So thank you. Okay. Where are we? Podcasting tonight with Ben. That starts at 6 p.m. Okay. And it's kind of like taking on a life of its own. I really like, now we have 10 podcasts under our belt, the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. That's the title of the show. The Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. I guess I'm not good with coming up with silly names for a show. Or anything that I'm comfortable with in any way, shape, or form. So if you liked the dynamic between Ben and I when we were on the radio, I think you're going to like this, because we're starting to get it now. I mean, when you work every day with someone, like on the radio, the chemistry happens that much faster because you're there all the time. It's a little different on podcasting when you do it once a week, because it's taken us 10 weeks to get as far as it would have taken us 2 weeks if we were on the radio, because Monday through Friday, 10 shows like that, kind of, and then there's huge gaps, a week's amount of time before we meet again. So we've been figuring things out. But one of the big things that we've been parking on was Ben's Twitter jokes, which is just, God, oh man. They're just nauseatingly great, Ben's Twitter jokes. And I love busting his balls about it. And there's been numerous. He hasn't posted one in like 18 hours. Holy shit. My God. So awful. Again, dumbass subscribes to a spot on Twitter called Most Wow Facts. And they just post these stupid 1 or 2 sentence factoids. And Dum takes those and then makes a joke. Excuse me. Some of you like these and you encourage the behavior. Most Wow Facts wrote, due to the high demand and their difficulty to grow, avocados could be going extinct soon. Ben wrote, avocado-don't. Oh. Most Wild Facts wrote, in early drafts, the time machine in Back to the Future was supposed to be a refrigerator. Ben wrote, Back to the Future. Fuck. Oh. So damn bad. The groans involved. And so I'm sure we will be getting into that. He does this while he works. The guy actually has a day job. And he's sitting there, whatever it is, pulling pipe at that company he works at and doing stuff in the electrical industry. And these things strike this dumb son of a bitch. And he drops it on the world like that. It's like, come on, Ben. These nauseating, shitty-ass jokes. All right, I screwed up. Well, I didn't really. I was told yesterday, or Tuesday when I recorded it, when I was with Matt and Mandy from the Another Episode podcast. They said, hey, this is going to come out Wednesday. Well, I goofed. They meant next Wednesday. They're doing their Hanksgiving, which is Matt and Mandy, which are two local comedians, probably funnier than Ben. Get together with another guest. Stu's been on the show many times. Adam Deggy, David Dyer, a lot of these people in the local comedy scene. Well, I mean, those are two national comedians, but they live here. They make appearances. They're given a homework assignment. Watch this movie, and then we're going to discuss it. Well, during Hanksgiving, the month of November, the folks on the Another Episode podcast have covered the film Bachelor Party, Forrest Gump, and The Money Pit. The show, The Money Pit, with Adal Rifai, is that the person's name? That was on their show, and they covered that. That actually dropped yesterday, so I screwed up. My show with them will make an appearance next week, apparently. So, all right, just a show note for you. Stand by. Got to clear the throat. Okay. Prayers up for Megan's aunt. Our dear friend, your friend, my friend, Megan from Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Her sweet, sweet aunt is in a very, very rough spot right now. So prayers up for Megan's aunt. COVID, intubated. We're thinking of you and thinking of her. I'm asking you all to do your thing, if you will, if that's your thing. If not, keep her in your thoughts, please. Love you very much. Ooh, that just popped into my head. I got to reach out to Rick from TC Paintball. I wonder if Siri's set up on this new phone. Hey, Siri. No, it's not. I got to do this on my own. Rick had a bad day yesterday.
Hoover, it's a beautiful mover.
Are you a fan of AC/DC?
Oh, absolutely.
What a great band. I love the fact that they're so old and young people still like them.
The drum parts are the easiest job in rock and roll.
Oh, there's no question. No question. And the band, the fact that, I mean, what band, how come they're the only band that can just do the same type of stylistically level of music and everybody buys in? How is that? I mean, if you were to do that with any other band, I guess the Ramones did it, but
if you don't listen, one of the guys in the band will have you killed or some shit, won't they?
Oh, Phil Rudd. Yeah. Crazy ass story.
It is true though. I mean, they've gone forever without changing much. And, I mean, they put out good content, which isn't a lot different than their old content, but I'll still listen to it.
Yeah, and Angus still doing Duck Walk, Chuck Berry Duck Walk when he plays. I mean, it's absolutely incredible.
It really is.
So, am I understanding this correctly? You had a trailer stolen?
That's correct, yep.
Over.
When it rains, it pours.
Okay. Where was the trailer located?
It was in my parking lot here at the store, over on the east parking lot near the fields over there.
Okay, now TC Paintball is located on Waldorf, right down the road and across the street from where Bissell is, yes?
Correct, yep.
Okay, so that area, this is, can you describe the trailer that got ripped off?
Absolutely. It's I posted it on Facebook, so if you go to see me on Facebook or TC Paintball GR on Facebook, you'll see a picture of it, an older picture, but it's loaded. But it's a 20-foot flatbed trailer with a drop-down ramp on the back. It's a heavy-duty trailer, dual axle, blue, and if you got close enough to look at it, it would have a big, long 60-foot chain in it, unless they sold that separately or some shit, who knows. And then the decking was rotten. I was missing like 3 boards in the middle that I needed to replace.
Right, but it was still no good. It was still good. It was not like not serviceable. It's a great trailer.
Oh no, I use it all the time.
Son of a bitch. So when was it stolen? When was it last seen at your place?
I realized it yesterday, and I had seen it the day before. So what's today? Thursday. So it was stolen Tuesday, late afternoon, evening, Tuesday night, something like that. And then I realized it mid-afternoon yesterday. I glanced out the window and I saw the wheel chuck was sitting in the parking lot, and I'm like, wait a minute, where is the trailer that wheel chuck was resting against? So
right away you had a sinking feeling someone's done something to me.
Oh yeah, and I kept telling myself, move your trailer. Not that it would have mattered, but I kept thinking about it every time I saw it. Man, move that trailer. And I never got it moved. I mean, it didn't matter. It was normally it sat on the opposite side of the building in a different parking lot, but it had a tongue lock on it and everything. But those tongue locks ain't worth a shit. You hit it with a hammer hard enough and they fall off.
My God. And that's an awful feeling. Here it is, your property. It's on your property and your trailer, and some sick son of a bitch in a time when no one ever needs this type of thing, and most especially now, takes something that's yours because they think they need it more and they can make a buck. What a sick son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, you feel violated. You know what I mean? You realize people were around, kind of, mosey or poking around what you consider your stuff on your property and your kind of little sanctuary of the world. And as soon as you leave, they're walking around looking for shit that you didn't tie up properly or something.
Yeah.
It's a shitty feeling.
It's a shitty feeling, and it's something that shouldn't be in any of our brains, knowing that there's that type of evil in the world. And here you are, you've been nothing but sweet to people in your past, and then now it's like that hurts because it maybe not you, but somebody down the road might be like, yeah, I don't think I want to be a helpful person anymore because the world sucks, and that'd be understandable,
Well, it's easy to get jaded, especially as you get older. I mean, I'm definitely no saint, but I don't steal from people.
No.
I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to be, oh boy, we're facing another 3-week shutdown, and life is difficult all year, and it's going to get a couple degrees more difficult. Not that we can't make it through it, but it's another obstacle we got to climb over. And oh, by the way, your 20-foot trailer that you move your heavy equipment around with is not here anymore. You got to replace it now. So yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, man, I'm really sorry that happened to you. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I'm glad it popped into my brain. Because I don't know why it popped into my brain, but it did. So now what I'll do is I'll link it up in the comments of the podcast if people, and I'll put it available on my social media for people to look at. And they see, it seems like it would be harder in this day and age for some bitch who would do something like this to actually sell it, because they wouldn't want to make it like post it anywhere because someone's going to see it.
Yeah, and when I talked to the Walker police yesterday, they said it was the second trailer in the area stolen that night. So if unless that's a big coincidence, somebody was out looking for trailers. And I mean, what is the next step? Do they drag it into a garage and scuff it down and spray it so it's a different color? With older trailers, typically there's no VIN, or the VIN has been rubbed off, scratched off. it's really difficult to identify them unless you have some unique characteristics going on it. But then, how do you prove it when there's not a lot of distinguishing serial numbers or anything like that on it? So what is it? Do they drag it to another state and then they just sell it, off of a farm or something? And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the protocol is, but I mean, it's just frustrating. You got all these thoughts that go through your mind after something like this happens. Like, okay, where's it going to end up? A couple of years ago at the same building, I had my camper stolen, and they literally took that camper. They went to Walmart. This is what the police told us. They went to Walmart's, and they would walk through Walmart. They would cut a box fan box open, fill it with a bunch of tools, buy the quote unquote box fan, and then come back later to return the tools. So they found my trailer with all kinds of stolen shit in it. And they were the cop that was saying, "Hey, is this your trailer?" He did a FaceTime with us. And when he walks into the camper, he had to put a gas mask on because it smelled like crack so bad.
Oh my God. Yeah, so it's all.
Like, is this really real life? Like, how does this shit happen?
Yeah, it's like poverty Walter White,
Yes.
Son of a bitch, man. People are so screwed up. It's remarkable. Yeah, and that's probably all drug related. Acting like that makes people do crazy shit. Are you the type that does your own investigation, starts looking online for things for sale, and hopefully maybe crack the case on your own?
Well, yeah, I mean, but, one of the best ways you can crack the case these days is by sharing it on Facebook, I think, because, it's got dozens of shares out there. I had a friend's dad, like 2 weeks ago, got their Jeep stolen out of Battle Creek, and he posted on social media, and it got shared like 1,500 times, and they found the Jeep like within hours.
Yeah.
So I think that there's enough people, that are aware of it and they just see it. They'll just notice it going on the road going, "Hey, I saw that. That's that same trailer. Let's call somebody." So I think it's possible. Yeah, I'm looking at Craigslist. I'm looking at Facebook Marketplace. But if I'm that guy, that stole it, I think I'm trying to get it out of the area. So it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I'm getting it to a different city across the state, something like that, just so it's not real obvious when you put it up, when you're around the corner and you're trying to sell the same trailer.
But in the event he's still around, I mean, he's got to move it. So is there you may have said, but is there a discernible color to it?
It's blue. It's kind of a medium blue, I guess, and it's kind of rusty. So, yeah, I mean, trailers don't age the same. Some of them get beat up and some of them get parked in a pole barn forever. So it's unique. I bought it used probably 5 years ago, and I haven't seen another one on the road like it that I've noticed. So, yeah, it's definitely unique. If I saw it driving down the road, or if anybody that saw the picture saw it going down the road, whether loaded or not, I think they'd be able to identify it.
So this is not a fully enclosed trailer?
No, it's flatbed with a drop-down ramp on the back.
How high do the sides go up it?
From the deck, probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet. From the ground, probably 3.5 feet or so.
And it has 4 tires on it?
Yeah, it's dual axle, 4 tires.
Okay, I'm asking these very specific questions because some people will only hear what's happening right now and won't actually see it. So I'm trying to put it in their brain. I didn't think
about this before, but I think I'll go to the Zaniacs page and post that. I'll share that on the Zaniacs page, so then anybody that is in the area would have an idea.
Yeah, well, one of them stole it. I can promise you.
Then they better come play paintball.
Yeah, all the more reason to join us for the 20 people only Paintball War 11, the Kidney Offensive, on the 25th, the day before Thanksgiving noon at your place.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Well, I'm sorry that happened. All right.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking a few minutes and talking about it. It definitely will obtain more reach now because you shared it and talked about it.
Yeah, well, hopefully. So. I mean, I'd love to bust that guy and kick his ass, get him arrested, but holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Like, mind your own business. Go get a job, bro. Stay off my shit.
It just pisses me off, man. It just pisses me off. All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much, Rick. I'm glad to hear your voice, and hopefully it'll be a better day.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, man. Talk to you. There you go. Rick from TC Paintball. Awesome. Awesome, dude. Be on the lookout for that. I mean, if you happen to, all I'm asking is if you're driving and then it's like, hey, there's a trailer, but that doesn't look anything like Rick's. Yeah, just do that. And that is a double axle. Well, maybe that's it. If you could just get maybe like memorize a license plate number or take a picture if you can. Be careful. Eyes on the road. And then we'll see. Oops. All right. Let's see. I talked about the Another Episode podcast. I talked about podcasting with Ben tonight. Now I'm talking about Senor Martinez and A&E Heating and Cooling. My gosh. I think I'm getting a visit tomorrow. I am getting the tune-up, and you can get that too to make sure that your furnace is running the way it's supposed to be, and you really should. I mean, that's an unbelievably important component, and if it's not working right, well, that's a problem. And at the worst, it's going to cost you money as it runs very inefficiently. I should say, at best. At worst, it could kill you because of carbon monoxide, and we just don't want that. So if you could just drop the $79 down on Senor Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. One of the things I like most is about him taking a look at it and saying, okay, it's got to be fine, but you probably got about 8 months before this thing is done. So start planning to buy a new one, and then he's going to install it. He utilizes the Comfort Maker brand of furnaces and air conditioners. Get yourself a high-efficiency one, and you get a $250 rebate from DTE. Off you go. And, hey, yeah, go ahead. Get a couple of other estimates, too. By all means, do that. I mean, don't you dare hire this guy sight unseen. You got to see what the other guys are doing first. He's going to beat the price, I'll tell you that right now. And he's the best, and he's ultra handsome. And your wife's going to be all charged up when Senor Martinez marches through with his machismo, and she's going to be like, ooh, that's great. We got a furnace and some dick. So maybe not. I don't think that's good. Maybe from you. She'll want to mount you after she sees how sexy Senor Martinez is. Okay? I don't know where that came from. All right. Sarah Honda Granville. Fingers crossed. Okay? I've got them in the sights to be for another 3 months of marketing. And I did the hard sell to my man Thad over there saying, hey, buddy, we got to get back. We got to keep you on board. What do you say? So I'm waiting, hoping and praying. If at any one time you suddenly notice I'm no longer talking about them, then you know what happened. Keep your fingers crossed, because I need it. All right, Sarah Honda Granville, if you need a car, if you're in the market for a car, please go and check out their selection, either in person. They're along Kennewa Avenue in Granville, Michigan, Kennewa, near 44th Street, or online at sarahhondagranville.com. When you get in front of the salesperson or whatever, please mention you heard it on the Eric Zane Show podcast. In fact, you should always do that if you're talking to any of my sponsors or utilizing them like I like you to do. Again, I've made this very clear. I am eternally grateful for all of this. If it wasn't for you convincing me I could do this podcast, if it wasn't for them keeping the lights on and you engaging them, this podcast doesn't happen. So thank you so much to Sarah Honda, and thank you to you for engaging the sponsors. Okay, I got a story we all need and a story we don't need. Should I start with the bad one first or the good one first? Well, I just had kind of a negative story with Rick, so I think I'll start with the good one first. I was like, whoa, I cannot believe that. Last year at this time, I was working with iHeart doing the Mel Trotter turkey drop. And what you got there is Mel Trotter Ministries. That is a local agency that helps those less fortunate, both with shelter and things to eat. Now, every year they do an annual Thanksgiving dinner. They're not doing that this year because of, COVID, obviously. And that's where a lot of people just get together and they eat. It's awesome. It's at like DeVos Place or something like that. Thousands of people get together. And so that's an annual tradition here in West Michigan. And but since that's not happening, they had increased their goal number of turkeys to get, and then they actually give away food to people who pull up. And there's a lot of people. The need is through the roof this year because as the pandemic has gone, a lot of people are like, shit, I don't have enough money to eat. And that is so sad to me. And I cannot imagine. We sit around with all of our problems that we get bummed out about, and And they are real. I mean, I understand you have anxieties and I have anxieties and we have problems that we piss and moan about that are legit. But why don't you add to that the wrinkle of all of those problems? Oh, and you're starving and you don't have anything to feed your children. Bad enough that you're starving, but you add into the fact the anguish and the mental anxiety and the physical pain of starvation. Holy shit. Oh my God. Well, Mel Trotter is there to help with that as best they can. So last year, I remember it well. You guys put me to work through the whole thing with Wood TV or Wood Radio, and it was a fun thing. We had a goal for, I think it was, last year's goal for the whole thing was 1,600 turkeys. And if I'm not mistaken, you all accounted for close to 200 of the more than 2,000 birds that were donated. And that went from as simple as audience members driving up to where I was at Celebration North with the gang at iHeart at the time when I was working there and handing it and putting it into a box and then stuffing a truck full of them to you sending me money via a PayPal account, and it was loaded with like hundreds of dollars, and then I was going with that cash to various Meijer stores and actually buying them, and I was shooting those Facebook videos with me with a shopping cart full of birds, and I had to go to different Meijer stores, so it was kind of like an adventure for the whole week leading up to the turkey drop, and because you were only supposed to buy like 2 or limit 1 or something like that. And I'm walking out of the store with like 15 because if you got it from Meijer, it was like 31 cents a pound or something like it's really cheap. It's like, well, Zane, what are you hogging all the turkeys for? It's like, yeah, I know. They've got a lot of turkeys. And it's not like everybody who was buying those turkeys was poor. Okay. I was buying them to give to the poor. So I would say that breaking of the rules was justified. And the stories, I'll never forget it because I had several moments where I had store personnel stop me and say, sir, you can't do that. And I had to put on the old Eric Zane show podcast charm to get my way. And I did get my way every single time through just kind of talking my way out of it. And I just told them the truth. They go, so what are you doing? I said, well, okay, here's what's up. And I gave them the Reader's Digest version of what was happening. Like, all right. Get your birds and get out, okay? Don't come back. All right, no problem. And then the video of me walking out of the store with this, I could barely even turn the cart. Shit. We had Turkey Mountain in the backyard. Joe Martinez and I loaded him up in his A&E heating and cooling van and dropped him off. It was awesome. So that goal last year, 1,600 turkeys, more than 2,000 ultimately donated. Now, since that time, a lot has changed. iHeart is kind of like decimated, iHeart Radio, but they're still involved. That has nothing to do with this. What it has to do with is Mel Trotter. And so they had a goal this year. Like I said, last year was 1,600 turkeys. Their goal this year was 2,500 birds. And I'm sure they felt reasonably secure that they could get that because they had more than 2,000 last year. And this year it's a pandemic and all of the need. I mean, people who are not suffering right now are aware of that, and they do the right thing. Unlike people who like steal fucking Rick's trailer. I live in a community where, for the most part, everybody is very, very good. Of course, the next story I have is going to make you question that. But they raised, are you ready for this? 5,801. 5,801 turkeys were donated for the Mel Trotter turkey drop. Holy shit. That is incredible. That made me so happy today. Ooh, and it all started at 7 a.m. yesterday, went till about 7 p.m. 3 drop-off locations, Mel Trotter downtown, Celebration North, and Celebration Cinema South, and then that's it. People just coming out of the woodwork with their turkeys, handing them in, and then off you go. That is so awesome. Mel Trotter will not host his traditional huge Thanksgiving banquet, but they're hoping that everyone who needs a food box gets one. If you're struggling, some of you might be, reach out to Mel Trotter. They're going to get you fed. Swallow your pride. You know what's going to happen? You're going to eat. Everybody's going to have a nice dinner. And then when you get back on your feet, you're going to pay them back. That's what you're going to do, because that's what most people do when they're blessed with that type of outpouring. They remember when things were rough, and then they make it happen. So God bless those people. Man, is that awesome. It makes me very, very happy. That's your story that we all need today. Now, story we all don't need. Oh, boy. Okay. This has to do with masks. So, if you are triggered by this, if you're one of these people who get so bent out of shape by this and are so triggered by this, you might want to sit a play or two out. Come back in about 10 minutes when I get done beating the shit out of people, and then we can continue on. Okay? Or maybe gut your way through it, get all pissed off, send me an email, and make a comment. Whatever. Get it off your chest. Let it all out. Let me have it. Let me have it. Go ahead. Do your worst. Or listen for once, and perhaps we'll have a better tomorrow. If by chance I found out that masks do nothing, do absolutely nothing, I would still wear them. I would still wear one, because for the frontline worker who they are actually dying now, they're dying while helping our people who are dying. If it can just make them feel better, that is enough for me to wear a mask. But I'm smarter than that. I know that the mask helps a bit. A bit. I wear two. Okay. And I have no idea. I don't get into the minutia of it. I don't get into percentages. All I know is this. When I talk, I spit like crazy. And this bad thing that's killing our elderly and making people very, very sick and has brought the country and the world to its knees travels on spit. So when I have this disease, which I don't, but if I did, well, I think I don't. I don't know. That's what's tricky. I might have had it and didn't even know it. It's going to fly out of my mouth, riding a Valkyrie of spit, okay? And it's going to go flying out of my mouth. And you know what it's going to do? It's going to hit my mask, and it's going to sit there on my stinky mask. And then I get home, I wash my mask, or I throw the disposable one out. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay? Aaron Parsegian, Armenian, from Fox 17, discovered that there is an organization. Well, it's a group of loosely organized people, I should say. I guess that's an organization. Who are going out of their way to go into businesses with no mask just to, I don't know exactly why they're doing it. And they call themselves Breathing Freely in West Michigan. They're a bunch of assholes, and I want to kick all of their asses. And so it's a Facebook group, and Parsegian uncovers it, and I haven't seen a story accompanying it on the news, but he wrote members of a secret Facebook group are planning to gather in groups at West Michigan stores specifically to be maskless in public. Now, I don't know why you would want to do that. It's okay. The businesses didn't make these rules, fuckhead. They have nothing to do with it. They might be, they might actually agree with you. Okay? You're barking up the wrong tree, and it's embarrassing that it has to be explained to you. That doesn't do anything but hurts the actual business. Them having to waste time with you. Okay? If you want to help businesses and you go into a business intentionally not wearing a mask to cause a stir, to cause a ruckus, let's say you go in and there's 9 other people in that store and they all have masks on, and you go in and you make a scene and you have to be asked to leave. Those 9 people who are there shopping, they might not want to be in that store anymore. So they are going to hurt that business owner because of you, because you're a, quote, patriot. And again, this makes me so angry that that term has been ruined. You're not a patriot. You're a fucking asshole, okay? If you were a patriot, you wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be hurting people. And you know what's interesting is they're coming to my neck of the woods, too, right here in Hudsonville, Michigan, my little old town of Hudsonville. These cocksuckers are going to be here. Granville, Hudsonville, and Jenison. Fuck. Fuck me. Okay, peeps, this asshole writes, it's that time. This is yesterday at 6 p.m. Things are getting super bad with them trying to completely mask everyone right now. To fight back, this genius writes, I believe we need to gather and go into stores together. Not every time, but like once in a while to help. It says help those still nervous about it. Also, it will help loosen restrictions, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, that's a trusted opinion, you fucking moron. It kinda forces the cards in a way. Okay, time out. That's a mixed metaphor, fuckface. No one says it forces the cards. They say forces the hand, maybe, or it's in the cards on the table. I don't know, but no one's saying it kind of forces the cards. All right, dumb shit. Idiot continues. I also would like people who are intimated, I think that's supposed to be intimidated, about ABT, not masking or don't like wearing one, but do anyway to speak up. We can group for you to get you comfortable going in stores with no mask. Look, I just want to say this. If you're getting mad at me ripping these assholes a new asshole, I don't want any part of you. I'm that pissed, okay? I don't want you here. Fuck off right now, okay? Let it be known. This is not your safe spot anymore. Shut the fuck up. This person writes, this is more important than most might think. It is what we can do as, wait for it, patriots. Oh, no. To fight against the tyranny and stop them from masking us for years to come. You asshole, you fucking stupid fuck. I was thinking Jenison, Granville, Hudsonville area. Please come to my house. Please come to my house. It's pretty conservative there and should be no real problem. I'm open to ideas. What you all think? Dipshit number 2 writes, wonderful idea. I've seen far too many on here admitting that it's just easier to wear one. Oh, my God. Let's see. I think that's a great idea. One thought, maybe organize a large group, but go in separately like a steady stream so as not to look like normal shoppers coming in and not what are you hoping to fucking do here? What is the point? I think it would be a bigger impact to make it look like most normal. Yeah, go play fucking games. You know what you need to do to fucking do, you dipshit, is, I don't know, go get a job. Do something productive. Use your fucking brain to figure out what the hell you're supposed to do next. Go and try to undermine a business that's trying to do its part and just trying to keep themselves above water. So in actual, Aaron Parsegian described it as a flash mob of COVID spreading, if you will. These are the type of people that you hear about on TV who, while they're intubated, still think that it's like the flu or something like that. You know, stupid shit like that. Oh, my God. This person writes, the poor people working in there that may be vulnerable themselves. This is horrifying. Can we tag the stores at Walmart? You know, I don't, stores nowadays are so buttoned up. These people don't make it past the doorway ever. So, it isn't going to matter. All it will ultimately probably be involved in is video of these assholes, and then we can find out who these fucking people are. But I'm just beside myself and pissed off at the whole thing. And I mean that, by the way. I'm so pissed about this. If you're the type of person that is like believes these people, you're not my fucking friend. You're not my friend, and I don't want you around here. I'll just say that right now. It's kind of like when somebody drops a hammer and says, hey, I'm cleaning out my Facebook friends. If you got a problem with this, and this, you're out of here. I'll just say, at putting myself in great risk, being that I'm supposed to be in the business of bringing more people in, I'm just going to draw the line right there. If you're that stupid, fuck that. I don't want any part of you. Okay? Holy shit, does that suck? You fucking morons. Damn it. So upsetting to me. A story we don't need. Damn it. All right. Why is Bill Belichek my favorite person in the world right now? Boy, this is great. I can't wait to play this audio of, I'm not a fan of that guy at all. I hadn't been up to this point. I am now. All right. If you need a realtor, I suggest you call on Henry Steffes, of course, of Keller Williams Realty Rivertown. The Steffes Group of Keller Williams Realty Rivertown, just a terrific talent when it comes to getting your house sold or finding you a home. He does both, of course. Most good ones do. And similar to some of my other sponsors, I want you to go ahead and test the waters with a couple other ones too. Maybe get to know them. Just include Henry in your searching process. The Steffes Group of Keller Williams Realty. Online at thesteffesgroup.com. This has happened about 1 million times. So-and-so says, yeah, Henry, I want you to sell my home. Okay, great. Yeah, I think I can get this much for it. Well, all right. Yep. All right. Let me have a look. After he goes through and checks out what your home is all about and does his usual bit of legwork, all of a sudden you see a number that's more than what you thought you were going to sell it for. You think you can get that? Yeah, I do. And off you go. Boom, fast forward, the job is done. Your home is sold. That's how it goes with Henry Steffes, the Steffes Group of Keller Williams Realty. Love you, man. Thank you so much for your support. Byron Center is the home of F45 Byron Center. That's where people go to get in shape. These amazing 45-minute lung-burning, muscle-burning, workouts right there inside of their training facility. I understand it's kind of a weird time for them, being that group training is kind of compromised during this 3-week layoff. But rest assured, they will be back. You go to their website, f45training.com/Byron Center. That's where you get all the information you want, and you can sign up for 1 week free. When they are at it, their classes are at half capacity, okay? And everything is sanitized. And this is one of those terrific group training environments with a personal touch. The workouts are obviously 45 minutes long. That's the letter F, the number 4, the number 5, training.com/Byron Center. You can get to it also by going to ericzaneshow.com. And 1 week free when you just click on that button on their website. They're right where the family fair is in that terrific community of Byron Center, Michigan. Thank you, F45. Why am I so happy with Bill Belichek? All right. Because he loves Armenians. Little bit of background. My grandmother, my dad's mom, my grandmother, when she was a little girl growing up in Armenia, her mom and dad said, uh-oh, time to go. And they became refugees. Like literally walking through the countryside, trying to make it out of the land, which was much bigger. And as the Armenian Genocide at the hands of the Turks took place over land, Armenia was getting smaller and smaller, and it was not a safe place at all. And between 1914 and I think 1924, maybe a little earlier than that, 1.2 Armenians were murdered in the biggest genocide outside of the Holocaust. To this day, the Turkish people deny that it ever happened. The Armenian Genocide is the second most studied case of genocide after the Holocaust. Turkey denies that the word genocide is accurate. As of 2019, governments and parliaments of 32 countries, including the U.S., Russia, and Germany, have recognized the events as a genocide. There's also a country on the opposite side of Armenia called Azerbaijan. And so for years over land, the Azerbaijanis and the Turks have been kind of like surrounding Armenia, and there's been various fighting over the years because they hate each other. And the latest round of fighting that began about a month and a half ago is again over land, and it's getting very ugly. Okay, enter Bill Belichek, because this is being described as just a continuation of the genocide. Now, I bring this up not only because of Bill Belichek, but there's a lot of people who don't even know where the fuck this is on the map, Armenia. And in Massachusetts area where the Patriots play on the East Coast in New England, the Boston area is the second largest Armenian community in the United States. And Armenians are everywhere because of the what I described as my grandmother when she was a little girl having to walk to Iran. I mean, hey, let's go. Let's pack up the truck. And they left. They had nothing but the clothes on their backs. My grandmother and her parents and my grandmother's siblings marching to Iran, where they then started a life together. Fast forward, my dad is born, and there you go. That's where he was born in Iran, and then so they were refugees, as there are a lot of people who are Armenian. There's a lot of the world's Armenians have never been to Armenia because of this mass exodus of the country way back when. As it turns out, there actually are a lot of great opportunities in Armenia for businesses, and there's a lot of people who are Armenian who have never been there, who are entrepreneurs who are moving to there to start startups. Okay. And so that's really good, but this is ugly. This, that they're fighting over right now, is causing all sorts of trouble. Now, Belichek is known for just talking about football, but he right now is speaking out on behalf of the Armenian people. He has a person who works in the Patriots organization named Burj, B-E-R-J, Najarian. And Burj is the Patriots director of football, head coach administration, one of Belichick's closest advisors. And when the Pats won the Super Bowl in 2015, they went to the White House, and Belichick wore an Armenian flag pin expressing support for the Armenians so that President Obama could see. Now, problem. The U.S. doesn't like sticking their finger in the eye of Turkey. And that's bad. We would want them, Armenian people would want the United States to indict Turkey for the atrocities that they've committed, because they did. And the U.S. is sometimes hesitant to fucking put them in the place that they need to be, because they are a strategic base location for the United States. Politically, it's a horrible move to incite the Turks and call them a bunch of fucking assholes, because they are, because we utilize the base there. So it's tricky. It's not so simple. Najarian is an Armenian. His grandfather is a survivor of the genocide. He told Belichek about his grandpa, and that's when Belichek got involved. Belichek's continued to publicly support Armenians. He there's a video that I'm going to play audio for you about this fundraiser that is going on to help the Armenian people, because there's a lot of bloodshed and terrible things that are happening. This is Bill Belichek.
This is Bill Belichek. To Armenians around the world, I just want to give a quick message and let you know that I stand with you during these difficult times. I have learned that throughout Armenian history, regardless of any adversity or tragedy, the Armenian people have continued to thrive and persevere.
It's like a script on the page.
I hope and pray for peace, justice, and the safety of the brave soldiers that are fighting for their nation's recognition and freedom. In my small effort to try to help create justice for all and equality throughout the world, just hit the send button. There it is.
You can't see it, but there's a link on it. I'll link it up so you can see it and learn more information. But this is actually happening right now. It's really ugly, but just really cool that Bill Belichek did that. I just wanted to point that out. The dude sounds like a hell of a guy. He's not exactly the friendliest when it comes to those press conferences, no doubt. But that's really special right there. It makes me very, very happy. Okay, we're going to end the show with email from you. You made my day with some great correspondence. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Allison. You are sweet. And any of you who have ever sent anything, I love it, man. I love to hear from you. And as always, you can be a contributor to the show. A lot of what I talk about on the show is based on what you send me. So if you find a story that you think is interesting, something that you think maybe I'd be interested in, maybe talk about it on the show, send it, man. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. That would be great. And then we'll go from there. Now, I don't talk about all of them, so please don't be offended if I don't mention it. But some of them I do. So thank you very much if you do that in advance. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. All right. Real quick, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. You know, I talked about Henry Steffes selling a home for you. You're going to need a mortgage. And since mortgage rates are incredibly low right now, this could be just what you're looking for, a mortgage. And I ask you, I'm not saying you have to get it from Mario. All I want you to do is call him and say, I want more information. Sell me on you. Make it happen. Do your thing. I am so confident that you are going to love this guy. Mario Flores, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, NMLS number 3035. Call this guy when you're in the market for a mortgage, 231-332-6505. Now, if you're a person who's got your act together in terms of your credit is awesome, this is going to be easy. Okay. And by the way, anywhere in the United States, not just here in West Michigan, anywhere, that's going to be an easy process. Not every mortgage person likes to work with a person whose credit is in the dumper. If that's you, that's tough. First of all, you're like, I feel like shit because I don't want to be told no. You might be told no. That might happen to you. But you're dealing with a guy who's going to say, but I'm not done with you because this is what you can do to turn it around. I've got a plan for you. And from there, further down the road, 6, 7, 8 months, I don't know, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, then you can get a loan. That loan might not be great, but it's a loan, and you're going to be paying on your own house. You're turning it around. Okay, it took you a while to screw up your credit. It's going to take you a little while to fix it, man. Pay on that deal for a little while. On time. Then you get another loan, a better loan. Oh, I see how it works. That's how you do it, knucklehead. So don't be worried about that shitty credit score. It happens, okay? No one's judging you. He's going to help you fix it. 231-332-6505. Quit giving your money to a slumlord, okay? Don't make him rich. Pay for your own house. Finally, when it comes to cleaning that house, call upon Amy Porter from A&D Cleaning. They sponsor my dog, Daisy, who's right over here, passed out behind me. 616-550-3644. Thank you to them. You can call and get an estimate on her cleaning your house in and around West Michigan. No, she's not going to Rochester, New York, Carl. 616-550-3644. Thank you, Amy and Denny. All right. Where are we? Allison writes this. Eric. This is, by the way, Allison from Harbor Humane, online at harborhumane.org. Stop hating on Baby Yoda. Now, me just saying that, I know is going to make Kenny go, it's not his name, man. It's not Baby Yoda. Don't you know anything, man? The character is the child. We don't even know how old it is. It's a baby. It's Yoda, and it's a baby. All right? It looks like Yoda. It's little. It's shitty and stupid. It's Baby Yoda. Stop hating on Baby Yoda. He is adorable and majestic. What? And The Mandalorian is a fantastic show. No, it's not. JK, I mean, I love me some Baby Yoda, but I also love your rants and your opinions, even when you're wrong. Side note, my husband loves Baby Yoda so much. Stop right there. Divorce him. He has a Baby Yoda tattoo on his wrist. Oh, my God. What an asshole. Oh, shit. How'd you like to be the tattoo artist when you heard that one? You what? You want that? Oh, you pussy. True story, she says. I'm not quite as hardcore, but I do have this on my desk, and there he is, Baby Yoda. Oh, it's just a miserable, miserable thing. He'll win you over eventually, even if he has to use the Force to do it. Love, Allison. Yeah, I hate watching this show. This show sucks. Tons of shit, man. Oh, God. Some scene the other day when Mando is arm wrestling that big Amazon chick, and they're like, Mando's barely making it, and she's like about to win the big arm wrestling fight, and Baby Yoda goes, oh boy, you're hurting my guy, and uses the Force to choke her out. What are you doing? Oh no, little baby. Oh God, it's stupid. Show sucks so bad. Yeah, I'm not even done with season 1. I'm on like episode 8 or 9. I think there's 10 episodes in that first season, and I'm hearing not too good things about season 2. Now Kenny, I mean, he pounds his pud to every episode. He thinks it's so great. Oh man, it's great drama, man. It's incredible. What are you doing talking about Mandalorian that way? Oh God. But I saw that Adam from Adam Up North said, this just stinks. I think Red State Dirk is kind of like, I don't know, man. Kenny is just a diehard, though. He could it could be anything. The episode could be absolutely stupid, and Kenny, well, they're all stupid. And Kenny would be like, oh man, that was so damn good. That's more dramatic than Schindler's List, man. Holy shit, man, that could happen. That's real life right there, man. Oh man, quit it. We're making fun of it. All right. Chris writes this. Subject line exercise, huh? Zane. Just wanted to say I really appreciate your positivity as we enter the second lockdown, sort of. I wasn't necessarily positive today. Well, I was kind of positive. I was a little angry earlier. He continues, I'm a soccer coach, and that's obviously been put on hold. Rather than freak out and panic, I've been reminded that we got through the first lockdown and we learned a lot about what to do, using Zoom, doing what we could to make it out all right. I think that can be said about every single one of us. Like you've been saying, you've got a brain, you're going to be okay. He says, thanks. And that holds true. Just think, relax, calm down. Calm down. Don't waste your time trying to buck the system and be an asshole and get everybody upset at you. That's very counterintuitive, unproductive, and just flat out fucking wrong. Okay? Think. Also, I saw this on TikTok a few days ago. I wanted to share it. It feels it goes along the lines of what you've been saying with getting Kenny more active. See, Kenny, people care about you. He linked up a TikTok video, and I'll play the audio for you, and then I'll link it up myself. You can see it in the news or in the comments of this podcast. And what you got here is frickin' Rogan, and he is, I don't know who his guest is, some blonde. And she made a comment that got him on a rant about exercise. She indicated that somebody that she knew had no energy to exercise, thus could not exercise. And Rogan interrupted and said this.
And he didn't have enough energy to exercise.
That's not
but
true.
But it didn't look
that's
like
not true.
that.
That's not true. He just didn't do it.
No, I don't believe that.
When you say he didn't have enough energy to exercise, did he walk around?
Well, yeah,
Did
but
he
you can
walk to-
drag yourself through things.
And you can drag yourself through an exercise routine. You can. Oh, you most certainly can. You most certainly can. You don't have to do a lot. You just have to do something. You walk up hills. You jump a little rope. You take a little tiny kettlebell. You do a couple cleans and presses. You do a few push-ups. You do a few sit-ups. You get your blood pumping. You're moving. You're alive. You're exercising. To say you don't have enough extra energy to exercise, that's crazy. Can you walk to the refrigerator? Then you can exercise. I'm not saying that you have to run marathons. You can exercise, and everyone should fucking exercise.
That to me is a mic drop moment right there. Holy shit, did I love that. Chris concludes with thanks for all the content you put out. It really helps during these times to have something consistent to look forward to listening to every day. Thank you, says Chris, and I appreciate you. That's all I'm asking for. I appreciate that feedback, man. That keeps me moving. When you write to me like that, that makes this job much easier. Then I realize there are actually people that are paying attention. It really helps. Thank you so much for that. All right, Kenny, I'm looking at you. I know you got the walk-in and you haven't missed yet. Keep it going, buddy. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about all of you in some way, shape, or form. Even if you are wrong about the whole mask thing, I will forgive you if you just shut the fuck up. All right, thanks, folks. Be safe out there. We're going to be okay. It's going to be all right. You're going to make it. Thank you again. God bless you. We'll talk to you down the road.